Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode and welcome to part 2 of my New Orleans trip, so stay tuned. So guys, the whole point of me going to New Orleans was to go to Essence Fest. It's a festival that happens every year and I initially found out about it from the movie Girls Trip. I don't know if you've seen it. Hilarious movie. Features people like Queen Latifah, Tiffany Haddish, Jada Pinkett Smith and Regina Hall. Really great movie, and actually the part of the movie was set in the festival that took place the year before. So I saw the movie and I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. A friend of mine was like, oh, I'm going, so you should come. And I was a bit reluctant because obviously as a musician, you know, this time of the year is quite busy, and also you can kind of feel a little bit nervous or anxious about taking time off during really busy periods. So I've been kind of challenging myself to be more kind of spontaneous and not really think too far ahead in terms of worrying about work that comes in. I always challenge myself that work will always be there, I'll always be able to earn money. So to take a trip like this that you know you're going to enjoy, you know, it's something you should just do. Here we are, fast forward, and I'm now back from New Orleans and I'm so glad that I went. The festival was over 3 days. The first part of the festival was in one venue. It was a conference center, and that's where lots of companies and brands would showcase their stuff. So you had brands like Coca-Cola sponsoring the event, brands like Ford sponsoring the event, and so many other brands that set up displays, giving away loads of freebies. I got so much in the way of freebies: bags, makeup, hair products, skin products. They enter you for loads of competition to win things like Apple Watches, like Fitbits, and all these different gadgets, just to kind of get people to sign up to their mailing list for them to promote whatever products they have. And it was a really nice way of like finding out about new artists, because they had like random stages set up so people would come and perform. They had interviews with people who were in the music industry, who were in the creative arts industry, who were in the film and TV industry.
We do a bit of everything: content creators, innovators, pioneers, game changers, and that is in any aspect of life, and very much champions of those especially who share our complexion.
So there was lots of seminars and loads of question and answer sessions that people could go and ask celebrities in different bits of information about how they got to where they are, what their plans are for the future, and how they, you know, individuals within the crowd can get into the same field. So it was a very massive festival in the first part of the day that literally was about promotion, question and answers and all that kind of stuff, which was great. It was really busy, so you really did have to kind of strategically plan where you were going to be at any given moment. Essence Fest also had an app which detailed all of the stages, all of the times for the talks and performances and stuff like that. So it was really easy to plan the day. I even got myself a free foot massage. I got myself a free facial. So many different things happening. And my thing is, I'm an early bird, so I went really early. And even at 9 o'clock when the festival was opening, where it opened at 9:30, there was queues that were right down the street. But then when I came out at around 2 o'clock, the queues were so long that you were, you know, the wait in the queue was like 2 hours. So I was like, I'm so glad that I got there really early to make sure that I got in and I saw all the exhibitors. So guys, I'm now inside the conference center and Essence is now open. So we're walking around. Look. Very excited about being here. It's my first time to New Orleans, first time to Essence, and since the film Girls Trip, everyone seems to be on their head nights and everything. So good. I absolutely already love this place. It's insane. And it's only 9 o'clock, guys. The plan was to get up early, get to Essence Fest, find food like breakfast, and then get in. But there is no food and I am hungry and hangry. There's food, but they're not open, and everyone's already queued up for 1,000 years to get in, so it's already full. From 9:30 when it opened, everyone was also in. But it looks like this place is going to be lit. I'm very excited. And also, there's lots of freebies, which I will be gathering for sport. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to carry it back to London, but I know that I'm going to get lots of free stuff. I'm just going to take it just because it's free. I'm not even, and that's bad. That sounds really bad, but I'm going to do it. So anyway, that was the daytime sessions, and that was spanned over 3 days. And then the evening sessions were music. So it was all kind of performances from major artists. They had 3 major parts. They had a main stage, which was like an auditorium, and then they also had smaller rooms which showcased, I want to say smaller artists, but they weren't really smaller artists, because a lot of the artists that were in the smaller rooms were well known. I guess it was more in terms of the comparative size of the artist. So when you're comparing someone like h.e.r, who's a new artist that I love, I'm going to talk about her in a second, to someone like Janet Jackson, of course the reach of Janet Jackson is a lot further, so they put Janet Jackson in the main stage and h.e.r, which is an artist, in a smaller stage. So I got to see a few different people. So day 1 was like, I can't believe that I'm here. So I saw Mary.j.blige. She actually killed it dead. I've seen her once before. When I went to Australia, I did Blues Fest, and she was headlining the stage there. And actually, I think she was going through a bit of a rough time with her relationship. I think she was going through a divorce. So I didn't feel like she was her best self. But at Essence Fest, she was on top form. True Mary. I loved every minute of it. Go Mary! Go Mary! Go Mary! Go Mary! Other nights you had people like Jill Scott, Erica Badu, who I'm major fans of, The Roots. I'm not going to detail everybody that I saw, because I think there's so many people that this vlog would be absolutely 10 million hours long. But some of the highlights for me were h.e.r. I keep mentioning her because she's absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't heard her music, please go and check her out. She's a 21-year-old R&B artist. She plays guitar, she plays keys. She's really sweet and she seems very sweet and humble, and it comes across in her music and her performance. She was an absolute diamond to watch. Stuck on your phone and you're stuck in your zone, and you don't have a I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Cause lately I've been a little fed up. Will not let me go. Well, I know they can't come far from the sky to refine the purest of kin. And even though I know this fire brings me pain, even so, and just the same, yeah. And very inspiring for me to actually see someone so young who seems to have all the talent, but yet this humility and the kind of alignment, and knows herself quite well. So it was really cool to see. And then the highlight of the actual festival, which is partly the reason why I went, was Janet Jackson. And actually she recently lost her dad. So I don't know, I wasn't sure whether she was going to actually perform, because, you know, it's something like that is quite major. But she did come and perform. She did a great job. I've never seen her live. and I was absolutely bowled away by the choreography, the music. She's just effortlessly great.
Good. Let's dance.
Going to this festival just gave me so much inspiration. I mean, America's a completely different ball game in terms of the music scene, but I literally looked at this and I was like, I haven't been inspired or blown away by a series of performances like this ever. Certainly not in one space over a 3-day period. And it gave me all the feels, and I really felt like I'm gonna come back, work really hard. I mean, who knows, I might never achieve Janet Jackson status. She's been doing it since she was a child, but you know, it was more that all of these people have gathered to watch good music and good performances and artists who are diverse and really talented, but they just want to give the crowd something to think about, something to enjoy. And that made the trip for me. It's the first festival that I've ever paid for. I've never paid to be a punter in a festival. I've never done it. And for me, that set the bar really, really high. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this week's episode. I know it's pretty long and I can't really talk about the trip in too much detail because it was over 3 days and there was so much going on. So head to our Instagram, head to our Facebook, head to our Twitter, head to our Snapchat and Google+. We'll put a lot of the stuff on there so that you can see different clips and snippets of the videos that I took while I was there. And also hit the subscribe button below just to make sure that you see the videos each week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As I said, go to New Orleans if you can, and speak to you next week. Bye.